So I woke up to this today. This is not unusual, happens most years. It waits until you're really getting into the swing of spring, and then it hits with another load of snow. Some years I remember a couple of years ago, I had already got the vegetable seedlings planted in the ground and woke up to a few centimeters of snow. Anyway, doesn't matter, I can work inside the van. And I think I said in the last video that I was going to show you how this drawer system turned out. I'm quite happy with it. Lots of drawer space here. Let me know what you think of the rust pattern on the sides. I'm still undecided, not sure if I like it or not. On the right hand side the drawers are quite stiff, but they're gradually easing up, and down at the bottom still got these rubbish bins and a couple of little shelves in behind there to use every inch of space. Overall, I'm quite happy with the whole thing, and I really still like the fact that I can just cover the whole thing, all the drawers and everything up when moving around in the van. So at the end of the last video I was working on the radiator cover to cover up the radiator pipes on the back left hand side of the van, or back right hand side if you look at it in the other way. That's a silly thing to say, isn't it? Okay, anyway, I decided I wanted to add to the radiator cover, I wanted to run a water pipe through and a whole load of wires. Now for the water pipe I actually ended up trying to put in a piece of hose pipe and then this bunch of wires, and I'm going to skip through this because I ended up having to redo everything completely. Firstly, let me explain why I want to have a water pipe running through here. So if you remember, at the back of the van, underneath the bench, there's this little bit of storage space that's a bit awkward to get to, and that I had suggested might be a place for backup water storage. There's a 30-litre container that I can fit in there. Now I actually decided that what might be useful is to have a dedicated 30 litres of drinking water in there. I like the idea of having the drinking water separate from the other water. But this only makes sense if I can also have in that little area a water pump, a 12-volt water pump, and then be able to pipe the water forward from there through the shower space and into the area where all the water things are going to be, the other water tanks, the sink and stuff like that. And the only way I can really do that is if it goes along underneath this radiator cover. Otherwise I would have to actually have the pipe running underneath the van, which means it's less likely to be usable in the winter. So I pushed ahead to see if I can get this to work. So then I kind of got ahead of myself and I sorted out the system with this radiator cover so that I could put through a garden hose for water and a whole load of cables. And I did all that before doing a little bit of research on how hot these radiators get and what the temperature tolerances of the various materials are, and realizing that this just was not going to work. Now the sensible thing at this point would have been to change the plan completely, but I'm afraid I didn't do that. I persevered, did all the calculations, and realized that it was just about possible to get this to work, but it would mean putting in an extra layer of aluminium in between the heater element and the various things I'm running through here, and I'd have to add a bit of insulation as well. But I decided I can do it. I got rid of the garden hose and upgraded that to this hose that I had lying around, which is actually the hose for a washing machine. It's got braided metal coating on the outside, and I decided all the wires should run through a conduit pipe before I put it in there. So that's the direction I then went in. I didn't have a piece of electrical conduit pipe long enough, but I had two shorter sections, one slightly bigger than the other, and they fit nicely together. And in actual fact, it turned out perfect. There's a couple of wires that I need to bring out at the point where the radiator goes through the wall to the shower area, and I was able to do that quite neatly, I think. I fed a whole load of wires through this conduit pipe, and this might be a bit controversial. I am recycling these cables, these wires, from the 1960s bus that I've got sitting on the other side of my garden. Now these wires, they seem really good. They're a heavier grade than the standard stuff that I can buy nowadays here. Now there were a couple of little bits where the wires had been going through the walls and the rats were living in the walls and they'd nibbled at the coating, so I went through everything, checked it all, and ended up discarding more than I actually used. And then I labelled the wires the ones that I know what they're going to be used for, the fan, the water pump, stuff like that, and pushed through a whole load of extra cables that are there if I need to use them. If not, because they go through the conduit pipe, I can just pull them out even when the radiator is installed. Now that the wiring has been redone, I retested the fan, and yep, we're still good to go. And now to get the insulation in there to protect the conduit pipe and the water pipe from the heat of the radiator. It just so happens that one of my recent jobs was about 36 square meters of laminate flooring, and so I had some offcuts of the underlay for that, which will do great as an insulative layer here. I'll put a couple of layers of that and then a layer of aluminium. It's all very tight. In the end I end up with about 4 millimeters of a gap between the radiator and this protective aluminium sheet, and then there's 2 layers of the underlay, so that's probably about 4 millimeters of the insulation, and the aluminium sheet's 2 millimeters thick, which all put together should protect all this from the heat. Luckily there is just enough room to get a couple of holes put in the back here to pass these pipes through. But now that I've spent so much time telling you about this radiator cover, I should really show you what it looks like before I install it. Quite difficult to make out on the video because everything's aluminium, but the 2 pipes, that's the water pipe and the electrical pipe, are encased in this section that I built, and I bent over the edges of the section so that I can still use these heat directing grooves that I've put in the side here. Of course, that's for the shower section. The section behind the shower wall in the back room is much simpler, and there you can see how tight it is with the fan and the pipe. Got the pipes passed through those 2 new holes that I've made. It was a really awkward job to do. This would have been so much easier to get done if I'd done it before I'd got the whole bench in, but that would have required planning ahead, which is obviously not my strong suit. And the limited access to this space would continue to be a problem, even once everything's installed. I mean, how am I going to refill this water canister? So I decided that I would put an extra access point into this space. This access hatch is intended for the deck of a boat, so when it's closed there's a rubber seal in there, it's watertight, and I'm just using the outer ring of it to position where this hole is going to be.